Welcome to Think Tank with Scott and Will.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Will. And we have a very special segment today for you guys. We're going to do something called a free talk. So Scott and I, often we sit down and we talk about a subject or a single idea. However, a lot of the time when Scott and I talk off recording, we go from one idea to the next.
That's it.
Yeah.
We sort of try to pare it down a little bit when we're having a conversation just so it stays on track for people. Otherwise, we're going to talk for 3 hours, jump from spot to spot, and there's no outcome for you guys. There's no, here's a result, we've chatted about it, here's what we've taken away from it, here's what we think would be assistive to you or helps you gain a bit of an understanding, or you can look into it further yourselves. I figured we'd just do a free talk because, frankly, we had something planned for tonight, but
stuff it.
Yeah, I know I'm not quite in the mood. I don't know if Will is.
Hey Mel, I'm in the mood to talk about it, but if you're not in the mood, I can't balance that energy out with you. But I'm always happy to talk about whatever. We were literally just starting to talk about some seriously in-depth stuff, and I knew that it wasn't going to last because I knew before you knew it, we'd be talking about peanut butter and jelly or something like that.
As you do.
Our conversations, we talk about something, and then it's just something else. And we look back on it, and you've seen it in a couple of our videos. We're talking about Colonel Sanders and what was it? Gay Jew people who need to,
to be honest, still surrounding the topic, strangely enough.
Yeah, that's actually what we were just talking about, kind of. So let's just get into it. What were you saying? We were talking about left-sided and right-sided spirituality?
Yeah, that was it. All right, I'll give you guys a quick summation because we were having a chat literally 2 minutes ago about this. We were just chatting about what was basically new with us, what basically Will was asking me what I'm passionate about, so we could sort of pick a direction for this current talk, and then maybe even do an on-topic talk after.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. But yeah, we were talking about the difference between left-hand and right-handed path spiritualities. I suppose it follows a bit of the whole, right-hand path is communist, left-hand path is socialist, liberal, labor kind of thing. I won't go into politics, but basically the idea of the right-hand path would be stuff like Christianity. It's very help your neighbor, we're part of a group, and that's great, that sort of thing. You've got paganism that generally follows the same, or like Wiccan or whatever, so it generally follows the same thing. There's a lot of the group, help your neighbor, don't do harmful things side of things. That's the right-handed path religions. And you've got the left-handed path religions, which are more, occultic work, Satanism, a whole bunch of other things. Which,
when you say Satanism, I would like you to clarify the difference between Satanism and devil worship.
Okay, absolutely. That's probably a good thing to cover as well. There are 3 branches overall in Satanism today.
Because I know you got Judo Satanism, and you got Satanism, and then you have actual devil worship.
I'll break it down. You've got you got 3. You've got the classical idea of the Judeo-Christian one, where you're a devil-worshipping lunatic.
Yeah.
And honestly, there aren't that many people around there to do that because one,
I know a couple.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a bit of a genuine lunatic,
or you're just doing it for show.
That's it. You just listening to Slipknot and being a Satanist to piss your folks off, and then you hit 20 and then stop doing it. Most people do that.
Most people do that. Oh, fuck, that made my night.
But and you've got another 2, which is LaVeyan Satanism, where there was this guy called Anton LaVey. Big, shocking guy in the 70s. He's basically got the bald-headed dude, got a bit of the
handlebar goatee.
Yeah, sort of thing, and he did a bunch of stunts in the 70s. And he's got a book called The Satanic Bible, and it's very much, it's a lot of it people act like in the modern age anyway. It's very much like, if someone stuffs you around, stuff them around a bit harder just to show them they shouldn't do this, don't hurt children, don't hurt animals. It's not that shocking, to be honest, but yeah, you can read it if you're interested, but you
can find it online if you want. I'll try and find it and link you guys.
If you want. It's okay. It's nothing too
I'm
bad.
just genuinely not interested in that sort of shit.
Well, that's it. I mean, really, it's a lot of just basically you've taken some Nietzschean ideas, you've pinched a few ideas of a few other people, and you've chucked it in a book.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. And
then you've thrown the word Satan into it,
That's
and
it.
then you can go from about the ages 22 to 24.
That's it. But they do actually have cards, and they've got membership and all that sort of stuff. But really, it just seems to me, honestly, that it's just people an excuse to be elitist.
yeah,
And that
or
doesn't really
to
get-
be. This is going to sound so stupid. Like we talk about, we've spoken about this all the time, but you're conforming to your own inconformity.
That's it. Yeah, you're conforming to your non-conformity.
Yeah, because everyone wants to be different. I think there was a South Park episode.
Oh yeah, you just got goth serve. I think that.
Goth serve
that's
or
it.
something. And it's like, man, I ain't gonna help you guys out because that's what anybody would do. And then the goth guy, he's like, yeah, but that's what you guys are not doing. So I'm going to not do that and do what everybody else would because I'm not conforming to your not conformity. That's how much I don't conform.
That's it. Actually, it's funny that I used to hang out with a guy who had a friend. He used to rock up in all the goth clubs wearing fluoro flannelette. Just because why the fuck not?
And then people would go up and be like, what the fuck? And he's like, look at all you guys. I'm the different one. In a group of people who are different, I am the one who is more different.
That guy knew the tropes, he knew all the jokes, he knew the subculture better than anyone. That was the funny bit.
It's like in the massive group of people who just stand there in the corner bopping their heads, he's the guy breakdancing because he wants to unconform in the group of unconformists.
That's it, it's like any subculture, you just get a bit samey.
I think there's
and
a
then
part
you
of
split the
that-
subculture, and then you get samey. Then you split the subculture.
Yeah.
It's like friggin' metal. You got like 20 different genres of metal now. It's crazy.
Oh man, so I hate that sort of shit because it's elitism. I really don't like elitism.
Yeah.
And like we all have our degrees of elitism because the ego, and we always want to be better, and we want to look good, and we want to have self pride and shit. But then you get to these stages where it's like, oh my god, like it gets really intense.
Well, it just seems to be like you're trying to be too cool for someone else. Like, I can't listen to Guns N' Roses because I'm too cool to that. I'm going to listen to someone else.
Yeah.
I'm too cool for these guys. And then you go from Guns N' Roses and you end up listening to some basement.
The shit you listen to.
Yeah. You listen to some bass, suicidal, depressive black metal from fucking Tasmania.
Yeah.
I do actually have a song, and that is the genre, and that is where he's from, and it's goddamn awful.
I know it's awful. I know. Like, you guys, you have to understand, I listen to like 70s, 80s, 90s, like AC/DC, like stuff like that.
Man, I like that shit too.
Yeah, I know you like that shit too. But then you get into my car, and like Back in Black will come on, or maybe a little bit of Motley Crue, or even some of the really, really later stuff. But then I get into your car, and it's just noise.
That's it.
And I try not to bag you out for it, but I hate it.
Oh, I know you do.
It's probably why you turn it up and try to talk about it so much.
Oh, I'll talk about it.
This guy. This is the 7th bass player that they've had.
Actually, I was actually about to go into a bit of one of the things I was playing not too long ago.
Yeah,
right?
because didn't he kill the guitarist?
Oh,
and
no,
then he
this
ate
is-
his brain or something?
Yeah, actually, no, that's just a rumor apparently, but
Apparently.
it's a possibility.
Apparently.
The guy was a bit messed up, but it was this
The
band.
album cover was the Shotgun Suicide.
No, that was a bootleg. Okay, I'll give you guys a bit of backstory here, all right? So there's this Norwegian black metal band in the 90s called Mayhem, right? And they started up a lot of the early 90s second wave black metal scene.
Suicide Cult.
So if you're thinking of dudes that have like white and black face paint and nails studded, that's probably those guys. Or that's the genre and that's the time frame, right? So
Fun.
they had a good album. Their first
Yeah, it was
album
great.
Their first album was sort of proto death metal crap. Their second album was epic. I've got it in my car.
I don't.
so-
Yeah, no. You know what? I'll just take your word for it.
It's a top album. But unfortunately, most of the band was dead by the time it came out, so they didn't really release. Yeah, okay. Here, the first album they had their original singer called Maniac, right? And you'll have pseudonym names, like just
Like Nikki
ridiculous.
Six. It's not his actual name.
Yeah, but like for example, Mayhem's current bassist is called Necro Butcher. For example, that's the kind of
Necro,
name.
really?
Seriously, it's actually got a top album. The last album they did, it was actually really good. But leaving the bullshit, I don't speak English as a first language. Silly band member names.
Necro Butcher.
It's not the worst one by far.
Toilet lettuce. Toilet letters on lead guitar.
Oh man, what's the worst one I've heard? There's some god awful ones. One of the fun ones I always laugh about is there's a band called Gorgoroth, right?
I can already tell this is going to get really...
Okay, so their first band member, his assumed name was Hate in Norwegian, right? But in Norwegian, Hate is hat.
So his name's Hat.
Hat. H-A-T, hat.
Nice.
And the other guy, oh man, the other guy was after that was called Pest or something about that, which is another
Pesticide.
Not even pesticide. I accept pesticide or Grand War Master of Death. You know, at least you get an epic.
It's like the hurricanes they got coming down. Someone was saying this to me the other day, and I totally agree. Like, you get Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Jessica. Like,
they always name a female name.
Yeah, if you named it Hurricane Death Toll Mega Shit, I would not want to fucking get in the way of it. You know?
Yeah, that's it. Hurricane, school kid killer velociraptor or something like that.
Oh, Jesus. you know they discovered a new dinosaur today?
Yeah, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know how it took them this long. But apparently it's just, what's that shitty little dinosaur that eats reeds and it like runs on 2 feet and it's like, like...
Oh, we're talking about like a two-legged platypus?
Yes.
Those are the Cretaceous periods, the duckbill looking things.
That's the one. Yeah, what are they called though?
I don't know, but you can see them in Fantasia getting killed by a T-Rex.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good movie.
Oh, by the way, guys, before we continue, the third branch of Satanism is Luciferianism. Being like Lucifer, the whole guy, Christian mythos, which rose against God, first angel, that sort of jazz, and that
makes you wonder, man. Like when you think about Satanism, like Adam and Eve were put in. I can't believe we're going to talk about religion. Holy shit, this is so deep, bro.
We've been avoiding this. We're talking about T-Rexes killing duck-billed dinosaurs they discovered today. Actually, let's finish that off. Yeah, tell me about this duck-billed dinosaur.
Okay, well, virtually it's a duck-billed dinosaur, but the duck-bill's like made of horn.
Of course it is.
So it's the same thing. Instead of it being like all soft and like this.
It was cartilage or something, is it?
Yeah. Like, you know how the Triceratops has the thingy on the outside? It's the same thing, but with the mouth.
Yeah. The horn's made of keratin, like a...
Yeah, no, not the teeth. Like, it goes all the way up to like its face. Like the entire face is like horned.
Seriously?
Yeah, so it just uses its whole head to break shit open and eat it.
Nice.
Yeah. That burp was disgusting.
I'm really good at that. I don't make any noise at all.
You just went, nice. And I'm like, oh.
The thing is, I actually didn't even realise I burped until you commented on it. I'm just so used to I don't even break a beat.
But anyway, look, to Satanism. Or, no, not to Satanism, to religion, to Catholicism, to Christianity or whatever.
Which is a, right-handed path.
Yeah. Okay, so Adam and Eve are in the garden. And, look, I know a lot about this because I got Jehovah's Witnesses that come to my house.
They're nice guys.
That's it. I genuinely like them as people, so I listen to what they have to say. Okay, so Adam and Eve are in the garden. Well, Adam was in the garden. Eve was created for the companionship. And then God said, don't eat from the apple. Don't eat the apples from the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah.
And the reason he said this was because it's like, well, you give them a simple task, and it's sort of like you don't tell a baby not to blow up the White House. It's like you tell the baby not to eat the cookies or not to touch the stove. You know?
They're going to want to touch the stove.
Well, yeah, that's how it works, And then when Satan, or the embodiment of the serpent, came along and tempted them, it was because it was like, well, look, just don't do this. You can do whatever else you want.
Actually, I think, wasn't they saying it was Lucifer, not Satan? I don't know, because...
Lucifer is different from Satan.
Yeah, because there's a difference between Satan, Lucifer, and the devil. They're all different.
Yeah. Well, the devil is the wild beast, and the wild beast is the governments of the earth.
Oh, okay, so the devil's sort of almost your rebranded Cernunnos, the sort of satyr-looking dude from the forest.
Really? No. We are the devil. Okay, so like the governments of the world, and which is causing war and drama and conflict, that's called the wild beast. 666?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 666, or otherwise known as the wild beast, is the terror and plague and shit that's being caused by humanity on Earth.
Of course, it's like man's inhumanity to man kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it, because we're wild beasts. That's how we treat each other. And I tell you what, man, these Jehovah's Witnesses are smart. They know their shit.
Well, they're coming up to your door. They better know what they're talking about before they do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're going to smash them otherwise.
And I've
with-
tried
with-
smashing them, and they've always had good responses, and I respect that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And honestly, sometimes you go up to them and you're like, yeah, but at the same time, the Bible says that women have to shave their head.
Mm.
And then they're like, well, that's true, but times have changed. Women don't need to shave their heads anymore because that's fucked. And you're like, that's a damn good response.
Mm.
And it is a damn good response.
That's how I've practiced this before response.
Yeah, that's I
No, but
shaved
then
my
that-
wife's head.
But then the thing is, you'd go with the same thought of, okay, if that part is not valid and it's all the word of God, then why is your other more important be good to your neighbor thing valid?
Because be good to your neighbor, times change and times I'm gonna get me some of that, you know? Do you know?
I think I understand what you mean, but I'm not sure if
If
okay,
the words that
the
come
police
out
are
of
no longer around, I'm going to break down the door and steal my neighbor's wife was what you were going for there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad to see him on track.
But then again, you
And
can't.
admittedly, I did actually censor what the original thought.
that's what I was going for, you know? But then you have to think like, I love social contracting like that, man. Like, if the police aren't around, I can get away with a lot of shit. That's how we live, you know?
I mean, that's a lot of morality too. That's a lot of what you do. Like, oh, I'm going to be good to. I'm going to be nice and be a good neighbor. It's not really that. You're not really thinking that. It's not. You
it's
really
like-
think you're saying that because it makes you feel good about yourself and you look good to everyone else. But really, I'm going to be nice to my neighbor because if I, shot him
Really fucking
through the window with a goddamn Sten gun, then the
Yeah.
cops would come around and arrest me.
And that's it. But yeah, it's like you said, you lie to yourself. You're like, nah, I'm a good person. Like,
I'm a good person. Doesn't want to go to jail.
yeah, but that's you like. I do it all the fucking time. That came out wrong. I can explain. Like, do you ever just like see a guy like, if there was no repercussions, I would kill you. Like, well, Okay, so I haven't actually asked you this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so a lot of the guys at TAFE listen to my podcasts.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're going to hear what I'm about to say, and they're all going to go, "Oh, sweet Jesus, you didn't do it." But I'm going to say it.
Okay, well, this will be good, guys. I'm sure.
Okay, so if if you were in one of the teachers at TAFE, they've told me that because he overheard a particular gruesome discussion that I was having with another student,
Okay.
and he said you should watch a movie called Alive. Have you seen it, Scott?
No.
Okay, so it's a true story.
Actually, well, before you go, I watched Caligula last night.
What's Caligula?
Okay, Caligula. Okay, there was this really brutal Roman emperor, right? Okay, the guy before him was a total psycho that lived on an island and beat women and just a total sicko, right?
Yeah.
Just, like we're talking like
A tyrant.
ancient Greek,
Yeah.
ancient Roman sicko. Like we're
In their regards.
yeah, no, we're talking. Okay, I've got all the money. I can put to death who I want,
That's why I
and
will.
everyone does what I say. So I'm going to live on an island and go insane.
So it was a good movie.
So the only person was his great nephew or whatever, Caligula, because he'd killed all the rest of his family out of paranoia.
that's exactly what I was
and-
going to talk about.
Yeah, Caligula grew up being messed up, and then he became emperor because
He killed the rest of his family.
we killed the emperor or the captain of the Praetorian Guard.
Yeah.
The emperor's bodyguards killed him. Anyway, this guy was just as bad. Now it's got Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
The same guy who's in South Park is I'm a British person. And the same guy who did A Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
And this guy's a total sicko, right? Total sicko. Like, this movie was the unrated version. And it's got blowjobs, it's got anal, it's got everything.
Sorry. What was the name of the movie?
Caligula.
I'm kidding.
Get the unrated version. But seriously, this is like beyond R. Like, normally it's okay, you've got R, and it's okay, you got a sex scene, you got some serious violence.
Or
you've
it's some
got
guy's head.
sexualized violence, yeah, or something like that. You don't actually have actual penetratory sex, which is pornography. You can't show that in the
So
cinemas.
you watched a really aggressive porno where a bunch of people got killed.
No, what I watch is an English person go completely crazy in a role and do very well in the role. But here's an example, okay? He's totally mad. He's married the biggest...
Why am I not surprised you've seen this?
I had it.
Have you seen Animal... No, that cannibal movie where they actually eat the shit?
You're confusing two other ones. Now, I've seen that one, but only because a friend of mine is really into really terrible horror movies and showed it to me one day.
It was kind of fucked.
You're thinking, okay, maybe either Cannibal Holocaust.
That's the one.
Which
Cannibal
wasn't.
Holocaust.
No, that wasn't actually happening.
But they actually killed the animals on set.
They did, yes,
Which
but
is
the
fun.
rest of it, like getting impaled.
Oh, yeah,
the-
nah.
Yeah,
It was very realistic.
but that was banned for a reason. That
You know, they actually took the guy to court because he thought he killed the actors.
yeah, seriously.
And then they showed up in the courtroom and they're like, well, okay, court dismissed.
Yeah, that's it. But no, that was a messed up movie.
That was fucked.
So, Cannibal Holocaust, it's like telling you. Look it up if you guys
just
want.
fucking
We're not
watch
going to
it.
say not to look it up because it's like putting your hand on the stove. You're going to do it.
Don't eat from the apple of...
That's it. That's it.
It's like, yeah, but he raped some chick with a rock.
Okay, let me give you an example from Caligula, right? He turns up at this people's wedding, right?
Yeah.
There's one of his officers. He thinks the guy's amusing, but he really wants to bang the guy's wife. So he turns up at his wedding and goes, oh, excellent. Now, I'm going to be part of your marriage bed. So off you go. Comes there, takes the guy's wife's virginity while he's watching, then gets the guy to get up on the table, uses the wedding cake as lubricant, and bums the guy in front of his wife. And he's like, you guys are great, and leaves.
Nice.
It's just like, what am I watching this for? I'm only watching this because Malcolm McDowell is a top actor. And eventually he gets brutally murdered in front of everyone. And
Speaking of
I'm not
murder,
surprised.
if we were in a plane crash, you and I are the only survivors, and you have to kill me to eat me.
Uh-huh.
Because if you don't... I mean, I don't need to justify it to you. You have no problem killing me.
I've already told you this one, Mel. Jeez. You've already asked me this question, and I've already answered it.
How would you kill me?
I actually don't know. I'd probably just hit you in the head with something heavy, and then you'd pass out. I'd hit you a bunch of more times, make sure you were dead, and then probably second guess my life for a while.
That's not the response I was expecting. At all. I'm actually kind of happy. I mean, I'd probably just...
Honestly, Will, you're a nice guy. And if there was anyone else, honestly, I'd probably go for the already dead people first. Because really, that's the most ethical choice.
That's the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking the people at TAFE, and you know what? I must have asked about 10, 15 people.
Mm-hmm.
Only one person said, does the radio work?
That old one. I've heard that one before. Yeah, I know that old joke.
Yeah. But I didn't even think of it.
No.
I knew how I'd kill every single person. And I wanted to be creative. Because if I'm going to kill people, I want to get creative. I'd be the guy who goes out and gathers food. And I'd be like, hey guys, we're really low on food. Let's go hunting or something, you know? And then I come back 4 hours later covered in blood. And I'm like, oh, he got lost. And then everyone would have their suspicions, but they wouldn't have enough concrete evidence to say he just killed Bob and ate him.
Mm.
But they'd be like, hey guys, we should probably go look for more food. And then everyone would look at each other, and I'd be like, guys, we should probably look for more food.
But seriously, guys, I have the only working firearm, so one of you is coming.
one of you all going to die.
You can pick. I'm really not in the
mood. You guys can pick. I've eaten in the last 4 hours.
I'm not in a hurry. But seriously, pick a fat guy. It's cold here.
Yeah. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the garden and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. Yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about.
Okay, so you were talking about, if not saying something is the most likely way to get people to do it.
Oh,
and there was Lucifer the snake. I believe it was Lucifer. I don't know if it's Satan, Lucifer.
What's the difference, dude? I know there's a difference, but... And then you've got,
something I read recently said that it was Lucifer. I can't recall.
I think it was Adam's first wife.
Oh, it was Lilith.
Lilith,
apparently, yeah. But it wasn't taken from a rib, apparently. Lilith is apparently some sort of she-demon thing in mythology now.
It's now the
basically
the first demon.
It wasn't Eve, which was a good wife. In the
Lilith
biblical does
equally.
what her husband told thing. Yeah, because you've got Eve, who was created from a rib of Adam. That is pretty much your biblical wife, which doesn't fit very well in modern society. Docile, does what she's told, not a threat, basically.
Yeah.
There for a man, not better than him. Not
well, it's also the rib is underneath the arm. Under the wing, the man takes care of the little bird.
Yeah, and all your stuff there. But really, Lilith was an equal to Adam and basically wild and untamed. So she
was taken of the same dust that Adam was created of.
That's it. That's it. I don't know if Lilith is apparently a demon now or some such.
According to Supernatural, she is.
Yeah, I think that's the interpretation. Basically, she's like any really Bible stuff of that period. It's okay. It's a powerful woman. She's either a harlot or a demon. There's no, just can't be a cool bro that hangs out with the dudes.
Yeah, well, bloody Satan's an angel.
Well, they were all angels. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing to really consider.
Yeah.
You know.
So if they're all angels, like angels are supposed to be the embodiment of good, how could an angel just completely fuck shit up like that in the most horrible way possible? Well, that means angels have free will.
Well, that's
the free will that he didn't want.
That's exactly right. Now, if God's omnipotent, then he knows the angels are going to fall and march on him, and accepted it anyway.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
That's either his inaction is part of his plan. There you go.
And then, the point I was trying to make is God withheld the knowledge of good and evil, whereas Satan said, you know what, you can make the decisions and choices on your own.
Actually,
and you shouldn't.
I was reading something, actually. It was a book I was reading. It was on, I think it's Church of Set or something like that.
Oh, seriously? That's pretty fucking old.
It's really interesting. Oh, it's a modern, like, occult sort of group or something. I was just reading a book that, randomly popped up in my list of books to read.
Yeah.
And it's saying it was always interesting that the discovery and the, emancipator of man was never God. It was always serpents or what have you. Okay.
Because serpents for divinity.
Yeah, that was it. That's it. Because naturally they're going with a bit of Egyptian angle.
The serpent ate the penis of Horus's dad. What was his name?
Oh,
Osiris.
Yeah, I'm not
and that's
up to date with my Egyptian.
Oh, virtually what happened was Set cut up. So Horus is pretty much Jesus. Horus is the immaculate conception of Osiris and Isis.
Okay.
Isis is the mother. Osiris is the father.
Yeah.
And so Horus was the ruler of Lower Kingdom.
Yeah.
Whereas Set was ruler of Upper Kingdom.
Mm.
And then when Upper and Lower Kingdom were brought together, it was through the conflict of Set and Horus. And so Set, to get back at Horus, cut up Osiris and cast him into the ocean.
But they didn't get all the bits, so it was able to reform.
Because the serpent had eaten Osiris's phallus, or penis. And because he couldn't get his key masculinity back.
Oh, he didn't come back with the penis. That was it.
That was it.
He was no longer... Yeah, he was mutilated after that.
Yeah.
But it was always interesting to see that it's always that sort of stuff. It's the archetypes are the same throughout religious periods.
Yeah.
You've got basically serpents that gave the knowledge to man. You've got in the Egyptian kind of one,
Yeah.
You've got your Greek one where it's Prometheus, the Titan, giving fire to man.
To defy Zeus.
Yeah, and being cast out for it.
There's always this thing where somebody defies the good guy in order to help, and now we see them as bad.
That's it. And even if you got your Norse mythology where you got Odin, for example.
Oh yeah, and then Fenrir.
Fenrir.
Because he was the wolf.
No. That was Fenrir is the that giant wolf that takes the hand of Tyr.
That's it. That's another thing. What happened
that's chained down until he gets big enough. We're going mythos here, real deep, guys. Basically, you've got the wolf called Fenrir, right?
Fernir. Fenrir.
I think it's Fenrir.
Fenrir, yeah.
Yeah.
And
which is different from Fafnir, which is
was
a dragon.
His brother wolf, wasn't it?
No, that was a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But basically Fenrir is a wolf, right? He's at the start, he's like a giant wolf.
He's a very, very large wolf.
But he gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger no matter what you do. And eventually he's going to eat the whole world.
Well, see, he's destined to eat the sun.
That's it. He's destined to eat the sun. That's exactly right. So...
But
the gods get together and they go, well, we kind of need to do something about this because, we already know he's going to eat the sun eventually, so we might just chain him up because he's a giant wolf and it's a problem.
But you have to remember, at this stage, there was no conflict between Fenrir and the gods.
That's it. He was still a cool bro.
Yeah, he was a cool bro. They chained him up because they expected him to eat the sun. And what they did was they chained him to this rock. Where was the rock? I don't remember.
there was three chainings, right? The first chaining was kind of like, hey, Fenrir, totally, we're cool. Odin's like, I bet you can't break this chain. And Fenrir's like, yeah, I'm huge. Have a go. So they stick a steel chain
I
or
remember
something
this.
equivalent about him,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, well, I've broken it, so that's all cool. And they're like, oh, well,
Shit.
I bet you can't break this chain.
And it was
he's
like elven silk or something.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, all right, have a go. And they chain him up, and he breaks a chain. Now they eventually make this third chain out of like
It was like
fish tears and the beard of a woman and all this crazy
shit that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, that's it. And they're like, hey, Fenrir, I bet you can't get out of this chain. He's like, all right, I'm really sus now.
Yeah, because he looks at it and it looks really fragile.
Yeah.
And he's like, something's up.
This is getting sus.
Yeah, like he's not an idiot, man.
Yeah.
Mark Rylance talks about how the intelligence of the wolf.
Actually, I was tempted to take Roland's angle with the whole bit of Tyr, which is annoying because I really like Tyr. I quite like Tyr. But basically, he's your god of swords and valor.
We'll tell the ancient version first, and then we'll tell the Roland's version after.
Sure. Well, basically, you've got with Tyr, right? It's like, okay, well, fine. You can try this chain out on me, but one of you has to put their hand in my mouth the whole time it's in there, and it's like just to make sure we're on the level here.
Yeah, just to make sure we're on the level.
And it's like, who's going to pick it? And they're like, well, Tyr, you're the bravest, you'll do it. And he's like, fine.
He's like, yeah, sure. And he puts his hand
I'm the bravest, I'll do it. So naturally, they chain him up and they don't let him go. So Tyr loses his hand.
Because he rips it off.
That's it. I like the Norse. They're very cut and dry.
They're assholes.
Yeah. All their gods are psychotic drunkards. They get caught in dresses and bagged out for it. That's a great...
You remember Sleipnir? The eight-legged horse?
Well, the only reason you have an eight-legged horse is because Loki banged a horse. Now,
yeah. Do you know the story about why he banged the horse, though?
No.
Okay, so they got this troll, and the troll made a deal with Odin, and it was like, okay, you have to build a facade, a wall, around Valhalla for us to keep the creatures out and shit. But and I'll pay you like fucking so much gold, whatever. But if you don't get the wall done within a week, I don't give a shit. And he's like, yeah, all right, I'll take on that deal. And they shake on it. And he uses his horse to bring bricks over for him. And he's actually doing like really, really quick job. He's doing pretty, like, he's going to do it. And then Odin's like, oh, shit. I'm going to have to pay him like my firstborn or something, And then Loki's like, nah, bro, I got you back. I got this. And so Loki, because Loki is the god of mischief and fire.
And trickery.
So he can transform into any shape.
So pretty much like the guy in the Avengers, honestly.
Well,
he does a good job.
Yeah, he does. That's actually pretty close too, And so what he does is he transforms into the body of a horse, and then he like seduces... He seduces the other horse, and then he gets her pregnant. And then because he's a god, the horse baby, or the horse/god baby inside the womb of this is getting bigger really, really quickly over the span of like a day or two, and it can't haul bricks anymore.
Yeah.
And then he loses the bet, and then he gives birth to Sleipnir. It's an eight-legged horse. It's got thunder inside its hooves and runes carved into its teeth.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
And that kind of says about your gods, right? Now, your gods are an excellent archetype of what you are as a people. Romans, you've got very straight-laced gods. Greeks, you've got gang-banging psychos. Norse, you've got a bunch of drunken crazies that don't pay up when the time is right.
That's it, bro. Like every situation, like look at that, like Fenrir. They're like, well, shit's probably gonna go wrong. Oh yeah, we're gonna tell the Mark Rylance version.
Yeah. I'll let you do it since.
I love this version. It's because it's probably what happened.
I'm a bit biased because I quite like the mythos of Tyr.
But it's true. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so. How it probably went down, according to Mark Rylance.
Now, he's biased because he likes wolves.
He's biased because he lived with a wolf.
That's it. And I like wolves too, but I want to go with
So Fenrir, am I saying that? Fenrir?
Fenrir.
Fenrir. is like, okay,
I don't speak 8th century Norwegian.
Yeah,
so
neither
I don't know
do
the
I.
proper
Fenrir.
pronunciation.
Fenrir.
No, Fenrir.
Fenrir. He's like, okay, well, I'll let you guys put that third one over me if you put someone's hand in my mouth. And then they're all like, I'm not fucking doing this shit. And then they're like, oh, Tyr, you're the bravest of us. You should do it. And then Tyr's like, I ain't doing shit.
It's like my hands.
He's a big ass fucking wolf. I ain't doing shit. And then Odin's like, buddy, you don't push your hand in that fucker's mouth. I'll put my dick up your ass. You know? And then he's like, nah, I'm not going to fucking do it. He's like, no, you're going to fucking do it. You're going to fucking do it, buddy. Or you're effed up for the rest of all time.
That's it. And Odin's not a man to mess around with.
He's the chieftain.
Yeah, that's it. Like
he wasn't actually father of Thor. He was chieftain of Valhalla.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was father of the gods because didn't he kill
He killed Ysmir.
Yeah, Ysmir. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'd have
Ysim.
No, Ysmir.
Oh, Ysmir. Sorry.
Ysmir. I don't know how to pronounce it honestly, offhand.
Ysmir. I say Ysmir.
Basically,
Ysmir was the biggest ice giant in existence.
Yeah, one of the Jotunheim or whatever.
Yeah.
Jotunheim. Jotunheimer? I don't know.
Doing pretty good, Scott.
No, I've got a metal album in the car that.
Oh, god damn it!
Come on, Therian is an awesome band.
Anyway, yeah, so he killed him, and then because technically they were the rulers of the planet.
That's it. Basically, there was originally there was a big giant, and there was a really big.
He held up the world.
Did he?
Ysmir apparently held up the world on his back, the planet.
Well, I don't even think that's true. No, he did. And when he was killed, the parts of him and the blood and that created the mountains and the rivers, and little bits of them became people, and giants and gods.
Yeah, and he was killed with the magical spear. What's it called?
Oh, okay. This one's Odin's one.
Shit. I don't know. It had a name. It was badass because Thor's got the hammer, Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
I think it's Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. I don't know. It's MJ.
Mjolnir. I think it might be.
Mjolnir. I don't know.
I've heard it's either Mjolnir or Mjolnir. It's like there's heaps of different pronunciations. There's Odin, there's Woden, there's Wotan. It depends on your time period and your country.
Apparently, because you can get the inverted pendant of the hammer, and that is the universal sign of Norse. Is it Norseism?
Oh, Astradu is if it's Norse paganism, it's Astradu.
Astradu.
Yeah.
Apparently that's an inverted Catholic cross. But you got to think, which came first?
No. The Celtic cross is different from the actual cross. The Celtic cross was before Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. But then again, Helios. Remember him? He was a Greek god of the sun.
Yep.
And his birthday, 25th of December.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go to Christianity, there was a Jewish sect remarkably close to Christianity that Jesus may have been a part of. You've got the cult of Mithra before that, which is kind of like Jesus. You've got your Egyptian mythoses, which is pretty much Jesus. And yeah, there's like four examples of Jesus before Jesus.
Makes you think maybe they're all wrong, and there's one that they've just all fucked up.
Okay.
Like imagine if there was just one religion that was right, and we're all following the same religion, just everybody's read it differently.
That's pretty much the story of human existence.
Fucking, I just cracked the code.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Boom.
Become Dan Brown. Write a novel.
Done.
Make a good movie though. Seriously.
Yeah. I watched it with my ex, and she was just like, "What is this shit?" And I'm like, "It was better when I watched it like 10 years ago." What's something you hate, Scott? What's something you really seriously hate? Something you passionately hate.
I hate pointless noises children make.
I hate pointless noises that large, old Italian women make. Specifically.
Now this is a reference, guys, from before.
My God!
Will was watching Cake Boss.
No. I'd like to clarify. My mum was watching.
Well, I was trying to avoid saying you watching Cake Boss with your mum. That was.
Hey, I love my mum.
So do I. How's she doing?
You were fucking.
How is your mum, by the way?
She's
Well, actually, I asked her a few minutes ago when I was talking to her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was doing all right, from what I remember.
Yeah. Your dad's my hero.
Oh, man.
Anyway, yeah. So there's this attack. I don't even. It's too upsetting to get into.
I can cover it for you if you want.
Yeah, cover it for me.
All right. Well, basically, Will was watching that guy from Cake Boss, the pretend mafia Jersey thug dude.
Yeah.
All right. So he goes around to people's bakeries, kind of like.
He just tells them what they're doing wrong.
Yeah,
and fixes them up.
their bakeries are doing rubbish. He makes their bakeries not be rubbish. Kind of like Gordon Ramsay, but without psychotic rage.
Yeah.
So basically, what he does is, he's fixing it, and he fixed it up for this large Italian lady. Now she's freaking out every time he's showing something. Oh, we got you a new fondue machine. She's like, woo, woo, hyperventilating, doing the fanning under your chin with your hands thing.
But she's so fat that she has to waddle like a penguin, and she's waddling around like a penguin, going, ooh, 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 ooh. Like she's almost banging, ooh, banana, ooh.
Donkey Kong got a
Donkey
new fondue
Kong,
machine.
oh yeah. Fuck, I hate
It's actually interesting because I popped in like the last bit of this, and the son just is like, "Oh, thanks, bro."
Yeah, she's like, oh my god.
He's got like almost a very Australian way of actually receiving money and prizes. When you see America, they're like, yeah, I want $100, I want $1,000, woo. And you got Australia like, oh, you've just won $5,000. They're like, oh, cheers.
Yeah, you hear it on the radio all the time, and then
they don't give you any more than that.
You hear American radios, and they go over the top, and then it's like, yeah, you just want $100,000, a new car, a mansion, and you have my daughter. You can use her as you want. And the guy's like, yeah. That's pretty cool, man.
I always really like it when they're like, F off. That's your I don't believe you. Is to tell you to go F yourself.
Yeah, it's like, you just want $10,000.
Oh,
fuck off.
There's a Carl Barron one. It's like, oh, you just want $1 million. Oh, get fucked. It's just like, oh, man, that is so Australian.
It is, though.
You someone's just giving you something, you don't believe it,
and
so you swear at
it. Wait,
and that's perfectly okay.
Did you ever see the Italian Mob? It's a really old movie. It was actually filmed in Ashfield, and this Aussie guy, this Italian guy, comes to Australia for the first time, and he picks up the language and the slang.
Yeah.
So obviously this goes horribly wrong, and they're talking about New Bloody York or New fucking York.
Yeah.
And that's what he thinks it's called now. And he's going up to like the police officers like, oh, where did you come from? Or New fucking York, all this sort of shit. And he's like, don't say that shit. He's like, no, I'm telling you where I was going. I was from New fucking York. He's like, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, you little bitch. Oh man. But fuck man, what do we start talking about?
If you want a really good Australian film, Hercules Returns. Seriously, guys, look up Hercules Returns. It's an Australian dubbing of an old Hercules movie.
Oh, so there's an old Hercules movie, and
they've just redubbed it as like just random bogan Australians. It's goddamn hilarious.
I really want to see that.
Oh, Hercules, how's it going? And he's even talking to people out of the cinema. Like it's so funny. Like it's just he just rocking.
So he breaks the fourth wall.
Oh, a bit, yeah. It's terrible. It's pretty much just like you just got a bunch of Aussie guys that don't even care as Hercules.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, it's classic.
I like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been about 40 minutes or so. We've been talking about absolute shit. It's been 44 minutes.
All right, we probably should. All right, we'll do a quick summation. All right, so we were talking about left-handed path, right-handed path, religious practices. Left-hand path, Christianity, right-hand path. It's all about the deification of the self, all that stuff.
I think we just talked a lot about religion.
Wikipedia, honestly, if you're interested. There's some interesting branches.
Yeah.
Seriously, Will, that is the most horrifying smell ever.
I'm so sorry. I was hoping that you wouldn't notice.
No, you can talk for a while because I'm actually having to cover my mouth.
Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in any of those sort of Nordic, stop.
I'm not even joking here. This is horrifying.
Okay, guys, just listen to them. Okay.
Seriously, I don't know what Will eats because I was hanging out with him last time he ate. And he-
Ate it.
and he ate the same thing as me.
Fucking
And he's
retard.
oh yeah.
You ate it.
I think I'm dying from sulfur, and that's really the only reason.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna sign off.
Oh.
Okay, guys, we're gonna sign off. This was really fun. We might do it again. Just let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah, seriously, guys, let us know what you think. I mean, obviously, we're not picking a topic and sticking to it. We're just basically having a chat, about anything and everything as far as topics go. A little bit, we'll keep it interesting. We won't just talk about crap. But
we talked, didn't we?
no, we need to wrap this up so I can punch him in the head.
Anyway, guys, it's been heaps of fun. We'll speak to you soon, hey?
Take care, guys.